The Arizona Cardinals have a huge Kyler Murray problem coming up. Now, with the new hiring of Mike LaFleur and all of the things that we've been hearing from him so far, it seems like the Arizona Cardinals are not going to move forward with Kyler Murray as of right now. Every single time that he has been asked about Kyler Murray so far, he either does not want to talk about it.
And Mike, I don't even know if you can answer this today here, but I mean, is there an avenue where you could see Kyler Murray being the quarterback of this football team in 2026?
Again, I mean, I'm not going to answer that question today because we got to go have all those conversations. We've had some closed-door conversations about how we're going to make sure this roster is the best it can be moving forward, and those will continue.
Or he says that guy's a problem, and then he keeps moving the subject on.
We're all a little obsessed with Kyler Murray and his future here in the Valley. It's something that's we've been talking about since the minute he walked in the door as the number one pick overall in the draft. Where are you in your evaluation of him in reaching a conclusion as to whether you feel like he will be your quarterback in 2026, Mike?
Yeah, just like every other position on this roster, we're going to go up and have conversations to figure out how we're going to build the best roster for this next year's football team, period. Now, when you talk about Kyler just in general, I don't need to turn on the tape. I've been in this division for 7 years, 5 of them with him. Because obviously I got to the Niners in 17. He was drafted in 19, so those first 2 years, not seeing him on the Arizona field. But after that, and he's a problem. He's been a good player in this league, and again, look forward to getting up there with Monty and having conversations about all these guys.
He hasn't said anything negative about the guy, but that is probably to keep his trade value as high as physically possible. So right now, it seems like the Cardinals want to move on from Kyler Murray. It is becoming more and more likely with each passing day that the Cardinals are done with Kyler Murray and that Kyler is done with them as well, and that there will be some sort of end coming to the Kyler Murray era that lasted 7 years in Arizona. If the Cardinals do not figure out a trade for Kyler Murray a month from now, they will owe him $19.5 million for the 2027 season. That money would become guaranteed if he is on the roster at that point. So we are going to have a resolution for the Kyler Murray situation just a month from now, or maybe even sooner. But this is where the mess comes in for Arizona. If you can't figure out a place to trade this guy and you can't make a deal with some sort of team for this guy, you're just gonna have to cut him and take the financial loss completely. Sure, it'll save you the $19.5 million off of that 2027 guaranteed he had, but you wouldn't even get back a third-round draft pick or a third-day draft pick for him, which some people are saying right now he's only worth a second or third-day draft pick. So based on his athleticism and what really some people think he is worth, especially a lot of Kyler Murray fans, it seems like other organizations aren't really willing to give up that much for him. Is that because of the fact that he hasn't shown much interest in the sport of football over his time in his career in Arizona? Has it been that he's been suddenly very injury-prone, last season missing every game after week 5, even though some people, including myself, just think that that was a soft benching and that he wasn't actually injured? Well, you're gonna have to figure it out, and you're gonna have to do it within a month. You've got basically 30 days to figure that stuff out. There were some very notable situations that happened with the hiring of Mike LaFleur. There were a lot of players, including Trey McBride, who reached out to the coach, who were very welcoming of him as he joined this organization. A lot of players showed up to the initial press conference for Mike. Trey McBride being the franchise player currently on the roster, it's important to see a guy like Trey McBride, the franchise guy for the Cardinals, coming in there and doing all of that and saying he believes in the coach. But it's an incredibly bad sign when the guy that you trusted for 7 years to be your franchise quarterback allegedly didn't even reach out to the coach to say, hey there, welcome to the team, and Mike had to reach out to him to have a little 3-minute phone conversation from what he stated in his initial press conference.
Hey Mike, Josh Weinfuss, ESPN. What have been your kind of impressions of Kyler Murray from watching him on tape, and have you had a chance to speak with him since you've been hired?
Yeah, so touch base with Kyler. Again, 2 days ago when I got this, and had a good little message with him. So definitely touch base with him. I'll say this, again, being in this division for 7 years, it was never fun.
And the way that he talked about the phone call, Mike was trying to make everything sound really rosy and happy on his first press conference. It didn't seem like things went very well. It was a very brief little mention. Yeah, we had a nice little 3-minute conversation, and then he moved on to the next topic. And Kyler Murray also was not at the initial press conference. Now, we know that Kyler Murray in the past has not put in 100% effort to his job. That's why in the Cliff Kingsbury era, they had to put in his contract that you have to study studied the playbook for this amount of hours every single week, because the guy just wasn't doing it. That could be another reason why his trade value is not nearly as good as people think it is. There have been way too many controversies, just like I just mentioned, and also the controversy of last season. Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Was there stuff going on behind the scenes with Jonathan Gannon and Kyler Murray where the coaching staff just completely gave up on him? Was it more his fault, or was it more the coaching staff's fault, saying we've seen enough, let's go with Jacoby? Or was it Kyler Murray basically being a baby and saying, hey, I'm done here? Reports are saying that Kyler did want to play and that the coaching staff just basically benched him. There are still Kyler Murray fans clamoring all over the place for him to stay in a Cardinal uniform, and if you look at the available quarterbacks on paper, honestly, Kyler is the most talented and most athletic quarterback available as of right now. The problem is he does not want to be here anymore, and it seems like under the new head coach Mike LaFleur, the Cardinals want to go in another direction. They want a new start. They want to make sure that they can change the whole culture right now. That doesn't mean going back to Kyler Murray. Eventually finding your new quarterback that's going to lead you into the future. That's not going to happen next year, but this situation is a gigantic mess. So there could be a lot of sleepless nights for the organization for the next month trying to figure out how to get this guy out of here and be able to get something in return for him. Because believe it or not, even people like me who don't want Kyler Murray to come back, and I'm done with the Kyler Murray era, I said it all season long, I still think that he is worth a reasonable amount of trade value. I personally think he's at least worth a second or third round pick in the draft. Apparently, people are thinking that he's worth less than that. A quote from ESPN's Josh Weinfuss stated that an NFC source believes the starting price for Murray, if Arizona is interested in trading him, could start with a second round pick. That source believes that if the Cardinals can trade Murray, they will. That source compared Murray's situation with Geno Smith when he was traded from Seattle to Las Vegas last March for a third round pick. The source pointed out that Smith was more consistent during his last season with Seattle than Murray was in his 5 games with Arizona this season. However, the source added that Murray is a more talented player. Jeff Howe, on the other hand, spoke with league executives that wondered if Murray would fetch, quote, anything if at all on the open market. Also, if the Cardinals trade him, they're going to have to eat some of his salary. It is looking more and more certain that no matter what happens, this is turning into another Broncos and Russell Wilson situation where the Broncos wasted so much money on a quarterback who didn't end up winning them anything. And this is ending up to look like one of the worst contracts in Arizona professional sports history. What do you think they're going to do? Let me know down in the comments below. Me personally, I think Kyler Murray's completely done in Arizona, and I don't think that they're going to go back to him. If you're a member on this channel, thank you so much for supporting. It is only $2 a month, and every once in a while, I'll upload members-only videos. Once we get a bunch of members later on, I'll do members-only live streams as well. But just know that that $2 goes to supporting this channel and helping it grow into a giant, amazing thing we are trying to grow it into, and helping me make the best videos possible. If you want to, or if you don't want to, either way, subscribe to join the Askew crew, because that part is totally free. Have a great day, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye-bye.